People think about Japanese discipline, they often imagine strict rules, harsh training, and forcing yourself to do difficult things. They picture samurai warriors enduring pain without showing any emotion, or monks sitting in meditation for hours without moving. But true Japanese discipline is something much deeper and much gentler than this image suggests. It is not about punishing yourself or following orders from others. It is about building a certain kind of mind that naturally moves toward what is right and what is good. This inner discipline is what allowed ordinary Japanese people to rebuild their country after devastating wars. It is what allows craftsmen to spend decades perfecting a single skill. It is what creates the sense of order and consideration that visitors to Japan often notice and admire. Today, I want to share with you 6 principles that form the foundation of the Japanese discipline mindset. These are not rules that someone forces you to follow. They are ways of thinking that, once you understand them, change how you move through the world. 1. Otento-sama is always watching you. In Japan, there is an old teaching that parents have passed down to children for many generations. It is the idea of Otento-sama, which refers to the sun, but means something much more than just the bright light in the sky. Otento-sama represents a kind of divine witness that sees everything you do, even when no other person is around. When Japanese parents teach their children about Otento-sama, they are saying that you should behave well not because someone might catch you, but because your actions are always seen by something greater than yourself. This teaching answers one of the most important questions about character. How do you act when nobody is watching? Many people behave well when others can see them because they want to look good or avoid punishment. But when they are alone, they cut corners, tell small lies, or do things they would be embarrassed for others to see. Their good behavior is just a performance for an audience. The person who lives with Otento-sama in their heart is different. They act the same whether they are in a crowded room or completely alone in their house. They do not cheat even when cheating would be easy and safe. They do not leave a mess for others to clean up even when no one would know who made it. This is because their standard of behavior does not come from fear of being caught. It comes from a desire to be a person of genuine integrity, someone whose private self matches their public self. When you live this way, you develop a deep sense of self-respect that cannot be shaken by what others think of you. You know who you are because you have proven it to yourself through countless small choices made when no one else was looking. 2. Accumulating toku through daily actions. There is a concept in Japanese thinking called toku, which can be translated as virtue or moral merit. But toku is not just an abstract idea about being a good person. It is thought of as something real that you accumulate through your actions, like deposits in an invisible bank account. Every time you do something kind, honest, or helpful, you add to your toku. Every time you work hard without seeking recognition, you add to your toku. Every time you choose the right path, even when the wrong path would be easier, you add to your toku. This accumulated toku is believed to bring good fortune into your life, though not always in obvious or immediate ways. More importantly, it shapes who you become as a person. Someone with great toku carries themselves differently. They have a kind of quiet confidence and inner peace that comes from knowing they have lived well. The opposite is also true. When you act selfishly, deceive others, or take shortcuts that harm people, you spend your toku. You might gain something in the short term, but you lose something more valuable that is much harder to replace. This way of thinking changes how you approach small daily decisions. Instead of asking, "What can I get away with?" you ask, "What will add to my toku?" Instead of doing the minimum required, you look for opportunities to contribute more than expected. The samurai understood this principle deeply. They knew that their character was being built through every action, not just the big dramatic moments. The warrior who was sloppy in small things would be sloppy when it mattered most. The warrior who was honorable in private would be honorable on the battlefield. Think of your toku as something you are building every single day. Each choice either adds to it or takes away from it. Over a lifetime, these small deposits create the fortune of a life well lived. 3. The Sakura mindset of beautiful impermanence. Every spring, people across Japan gather to watch the cherry blossoms bloom. This tradition is called Hanami, and it has been part of Japanese culture for over 1,000 years. But here is something important to understand. The cherry blossoms are only at their peak beauty for a few days. A week or two after they bloom, the petals fall and scatter in the wind. The spectacular display is gone until the following year. This is exactly why the Japanese treasure them so much. The blossoms are precious because they do not last. Their impermanence is not a sad thing to be ignored. It is the very source of their beauty and meaning. The Sakura mindset applies this understanding to all of life. Everything beautiful, everything valuable, everything you love will eventually pass away. Your youth will fade, your loved ones will grow old, opportunities will come and go. Nothing stays the same forever. A person without this understanding wastes their life, assuming there will always be more time. They put off important things and take precious people for granted. They chase after permanent security that does not exist and feel anxious when life keeps changing. A person with the Sakura mindset lives differently. They appreciate what they have right now because they know it will not last forever. They tell people they love them today instead of assuming there will be another chance. They give full attention to experiences instead of half-heartedly going through the motions. This mindset also creates resilience when difficult times come. When you understand that everything passes, you know that hard times will pass too. The pain you feel today will not last forever, just as the joy you feel today will not last forever. This knowledge helps you endure difficulty without being destroyed by it. The cherry blossoms teach us to embrace life fully while we have it, and to let go gracefully when the time comes. 4. Never forget your Shoshin. There is a Zen teaching called Shoshin, which means beginner's mind. It refers to the attitude of openness, eagerness, and lack of fixed ideas that a true beginner brings to learning something new. When you are a complete beginner, you know that you do not know. You listen carefully because you understand that others have knowledge you lack. You try things without worrying about looking foolish. You ask questions that an expert might be too proud to ask. You remain humble because you have no achievements to make you arrogant. This beginner's mind is actually a tremendous advantage for learning and growth. The problem is that most people lose it as they gain experience and knowledge. As people become more skilled in something, they often become closed to new ideas. They think they already know the answers, so they stop asking questions. They become protective of their expertise and resist anything that challenges what they believe. Their mind becomes fixed and rigid instead of open and flexible. The teaching of Shoshin tells us to guard against this hardening of the mind. No matter how much you learn, no matter how skilled you become, you should maintain the openness and humility of a beginner. In Japan, even great masters continue to call themselves students. A craftsman who has worked for 50 years still approaches each day ready to learn something new. A martial artist with decades of training still practices the most basic techniques with full attention. This is not false modesty. It is a recognition that there is always more to learn, that even familiar things can reveal new depths when approached with fresh eyes. When you maintain your Shoshin, you continue growing throughout your entire life. The moment you decide you have learned enough is the moment you stop developing as a person. 5. Gaman through every difficulty. The Japanese word gaman refers to enduring difficult circumstances with patience and dignity. It means bearing what must be borne without complaining, without losing your composure, and without giving up. This does not mean pretending that hardship does not exist or that pain does not hurt. It means accepting reality as it is and continuing forward despite the difficulty. It means not making your suffering into a burden for others through constant complaints or dramatic displays. Throughout Japanese history, people have faced tremendous hardships, including wars, natural disasters, and periods of great poverty. The spirit of Gaman helped them survive these times without falling apart. They endured what could not be changed while working to improve what could be changed. Gaman is closely connected to inner strength, but it is a quiet strength rather than a loud one. The person practicing Gaman does not announce their struggles or seek sympathy. They simply keep going day after day, trusting that persistence will eventually lead somewhere better. This does not mean you should never ask for help or share your struggles with trusted people. There is wisdom in knowing when you need support. But Gaman teaches us not to be defeated by difficulty, not to give up when things become uncomfortable, and not to waste energy on complaints that change nothing. Modern life is full of small discomforts and frustrations that tempt us to complain, quit, or look for easy escapes. The practice of Gaman builds the endurance to stay with difficult things long enough to see them through. 6. Fall 7 times, rise 8. There is a Japanese saying that goes Nana Korobi ya Oki, which means fall 7 times, get up 8. This teaching captures the spirit of resilience that is central to the Japanese disciplined mindset. The numbers are not meant to be taken literally. The point is that no matter how many times you fall down, you get up one more time. As long as you keep rising, you have not truly failed. True failure only happens when you stay down and stop trying. This saying acknowledges something important about life. You will fall, you will fail, you will face setbacks and defeats and disappointments. This is not a sign that something is wrong with you or that you should give up. It is simply how life works for everyone. The samurai trained constantly, and constant training meant constant mistakes. They did not expect to perform perfectly every time. They expected to fall, learn from the fall, and rise again with improved skill and understanding. This mindset removes the fear of failure that stops so many people from even trying. When you know that falling is part of the process, you become willing to take risks and attempt difficult things. Each failure becomes information that helps you improve rather than evidence that you should quit. The person who has fallen 7 times and risen 8 has developed something that the person who never fell cannot have. They have proven to themselves that they can survive failure. They know from direct experience that getting knocked down is not the end. This knowledge gives them courage to keep going when others would give up. These 6 principles are not separate ideas but parts of a single way of being. The person who remembers that Otento-sama is watching will naturally accumulate toku through right action. The person with a Sakura mindset will maintain Shoshin because they know their time to learn is limited. The person who practices Gaman will rise after every fall because giving up is not an option they allow themselves. Together, these principles create what we might call a disciplined character. Not discipline in the sense of harsh rules enforced from outside, but discipline as an inner quality that guides you toward your best self. You do not need to master all 6 principles at once. Choose one that speaks to you and bring it into your daily life. Let it become part of how you think and act. Then, when you are ready, add another. Over time,